Howdy, everyone. Welcome back to the next installment of Real Estate Prospectors podcast.
Prospectors.
Prospecting. So, back from a little bit of a hiatus, but we're excited. We have like an awesome guest for you today, Miss Rosemary, the illustrious, the one and only.
The amazing, wonderful, beautiful Rosemary. She is Golden Real Estate's top producer.
She wears the #1 headband.
Yes. She's amazing. So if you guys are looking for a realtor, she's your woman.
Thanks, guys. I'm happy to be here, and thanks for having me. I mean, I know we've been wanting to do this for a while, and things happened. I got sick, and so please excuse the muffled voice, but I'll do my best.
Yes, thanks
Hopefully
so much.
you can hear me. But yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Awesome,
Yes, thank you.
Well, we're glad that you're feeling better.
Yes.
First and
I know.
foremost, yeah.
Yes.
We've had a lot of, for sure. We've had a decent chunk of our agents come down sick. So, but
Yeah.
luckily everyone's been doing well, and so good health all around. So,
Yeah.
So
Back to the grind.
I know, back to work.
break was over.
Yeah.
Get back to it.
Yeah, I mean, real estate never sleeps. I mean,
Nope.
so which is great. It just keeps on going, and yeah, I love it. I mean, I love the fact that every file's different, and you get to meet new people, work with different people, and industry's always changing. You're always learning.
Yeah,
Always
it's
learning.
always an adventure.
For sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So tell us how you started. Like, I want to know when and why.
Okay.
Is it like something you kind of wanted to get into already, or it was like random?
Totally random.
Totally.
Yeah, so I've been in the business for 7 years now. At the time, I don't think I was married yet. I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think we had either got married. Can't remember if we did or not. That's
I
hard to say.
don't
You
even
didn't say that.
remember.
The timelines.
Were you guys?
Yeah,
I think you
know
were
what?
together, right?
You know what? I think we were newlyweds. Now that I'm thinking of it, we were newlyweds, and I knew Lisa ever since high school. I got to know her oldest daughter.
Oh, that's
we went
right.
to high school together at Mauwood High School, and
Right,
Yeah.
basketball, right?
basketball, and so I knew at that time. I knew Lisa. I knew she was in real estate, and history speaks for itself. She's moved up. Obviously, she owns now a company.
She owns all of us.
She owns all of us, right?
We love you, Lisa. We
We
love
do.
you.
And so it literally was like an overnight decision. We had just finished going to church, and we met up with my parents to go eat. And my husband, I was miserable at the time. I was doing retail.
Oh,
It was
okay.
just, I was miserable. The hours and
Yeah.
the way that they treated us. I mean, it was always like, sell this, or they were always pressuring us to sell stuff and to their benefit,
Yeah.
their numbers. And I'm sure it was a ladder
It's
of
hard.
pressure.
It's hard.
And anyways, just the hours itself it was crazy. So husband just pitched it at the restaurant. Why don't you do real estate? You can sell. At the time, I was doing cosmetics. I was at Dillard's and selling cosmetics, and got to meet some awesome people there, and still remained friends. And but he was like, "Hey, if you can sell cosmetics, you have to, learn the product.
That's true.
You have to, sell it and pitch it, and you."
You have the
Over
sales
time,
mindset, yeah.
Exactly. And you build relationships with those clients, right? I mean, and so he's like, if you can do that, why not put that mindset to selling the house? And I was thinking, okay, and literally it was a leap of faith. I knew at that time who I wanted to join, knowing the history, with Lisa's daughter, and I knew at that time she was still in the business.
Yeah.
So I called her up, and I was like, I think I want to try it out, and what are the steps? and she called the academy and she said you could start tomorrow. So
Wow.
this was on a Sunday. This was on a
Okay.
Sunday, and yeah, I went for it. And yeah, the rest is history. I mean, I love it. I mean, the testing wasn't that great. I'm not a, you know, it was hard.
Yeah.
I think because at the time too, I was, after I finished my classes or close to finishing, I found out I was pregnant. And so I think, I don't know, I blame it on the pregnancy brain, and I just couldn't, I couldn't pass the test. I couldn't pass the test for the life of me. And finally, it was a huge moment for me when I finally, you know, got through that.
That's crazy.
And yeah.
And now you're top producer.
I think those moments really made me a stronger, like, this is what I want to do, I'm gonna get it, and I did it.
Yeah.
And so there was no holding back, and my husband was all, you know, supporting me, like, maybe if you need to go back to working somewhere else, that's fine, and I'm not gonna give up. And I never did, so that's where I am now. So little history of how I started. And
that's so cool. So did you start your classes the next day?
Yeah.
Really?
I showed up to class.
That's awesome.
I showed up to class, and yeah, it was, I think at the time, I don't know if it's different now, but it was Monday through Thursday, 8 to, it was like all day. It was like 8 to 5. We had two brokers or two instructors that would go morning, and then we had another one in the evening or afternoon. So we got to see and learn from other people, like how they pitch their stuff, and obviously they want people to join their company, and I mean, my mind was set.
Yeah.
But you really got to know different brokers there, and I'm still, you know, I've had the privilege of working with some now.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's
some
really cool.
Some that you recognized from classes, you mean? Or yeah, you're just like, they're just like,
Yeah.
I remember you when you were. No,
I know. Teaching you.
Yeah.
And now Conrad teaches.
Yeah,
That's
that's
one
awesome.
of our other agents.
Yeah.
Did you guys start at the same time with Lisa?
Christian
Yeah,
and I
pretty
started
much.
at the same time. I think
Oh,
like
really?
a couple months difference or whatever.
Did you mean Conrad and her, or me and her?
Well, okay. Because I know Conrad also started, what, maybe like 7 or 8 years ago?
I didn't meet Conrad until I actually officially joined, I think,
Yeah.
Golden.
He might have been sorry, Conrad. he might have been there like even like a little bit before us, actually.
Yeah,
I don't
because he's
remember,
been,
yeah.
I think, in the business a little longer than I've been.
Oh, okay.
So, but I never crossed paths until like getting to know people here when I started.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are the real OGs, huh?
I don't know. I mean,
The ones who stuck around.
yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy to say, but 7 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Time flies. Yeah, time flies.
It really does.
It
Like,
does.
I had a hard time sticking with like a company for a year or more. I've been here almost 3 years, so it's like
I can't believe it.
I know it just flew by. Time flies when you're having fun, huh?
For sure.
It's a lot of fun.
I mean, love real estate.
The market right now is pretty crazy though, so
Yeah.
it's not too fun, but
We've had
it's not too bad.
We've had to adjust. You
Yeah.
know, I think the biggest dip in my career so far was COVID. A lot of changes we had to make professionally and personally. You know, family and
With the kids.
you know, with the kids and you know, being at home, working from home. You know, being a teacher too, and it was tough. That year is gonna, I won't forget it. But it was an eye opener. You know, I put education now, like everyone in education, on a higher level of respect, and
definitely.
it opened my eyes to see, look, you can't get comfortable. You know, these little hits will hit you, and it's gonna challenge you to see like how you're gonna adapt to it. You know,
So
and
true.
So honestly, I think we need these wake up calls because you do get comfortable, you
Just
know,
shake
day
it
in,
up.
day out. Yeah. And we had to literally adjust on how to show a home.
Yeah.
Some were requiring shoe coverings. Some were requiring you know, masks and gloves and a waiver saying, you know, have you been sick? If not, you know, we want, well, yeah, I mean, you're showing the house occupied, so it was crazy times.
I know.
Did you do any? Did you do any? Did you do a lot of like virtual showings?
I did. There was a lot of my clients at the time that they didn't want to leave the home. I respected it, and they had young kids or whatever the case was. So I would go and show the home, you know, for them.
Like phone, like video chat call?
Either like a FaceTime, or I would, depending on how they wanted it, they were at work or whatever, I would take videos and I would chop them up, you know, so that way I'd be able to send it through the phone. Because if you do a 3 or 4 minute video, sometimes you can't send it. So
and then like Apple to Android, it just like
it
chunks it down.
So it's like, oh bad, you know, we have to go back, or a lot of adjusting, you know, to just previewing the home and getting people to feel comfortable to make that jump. Like, okay, do I want to submit an offer unseen? And there was a lot of people doing that because of the circumstances. There was a lot of sellers not wanting to show their home, and so there was a lot of people doing. The realtors at the time were doing videos for realtors in respect for the sellers, and
wow,
so
that's rough.
We had to take whatever video or pictures and kind of pitch it from there, you know.
It's pretty crazy, and we're still like trying so hard to come out of that like dip, you know. And
it's been 2-3 years now.
2019, right?
Going on 3 years. I can't forget it. We my kids were actually my son at the time, he was the only one going to school, and spring break came and he never went back. He never went back to school. And then that following year my daughter started, and she was in pre-K, and you know, it wasn't the best way to start her first year of school. It was all virtually, and they were there all day from 7:45 to 2:30.
On the computer?
On the computer.
They had to be like on the screen.
It was tiring, you know. It was tiring.
I mean, I experienced it through, you know, going to the university, but like, I don't know. I guess at that level, we all kind of understand, like, you know, we're more or less adults, and so like we get that we have to be there. But like for the little ones, I could imagine like how did they take it? Or
I know, like they didn't even know how to use computers, and then it was like boom, you have to do all your assignments on the computer.
I mean, and they can't submit their stuff, so us parents have to tune in. And you have one, I have two that are completely different teachers. They have their own, you know, what they need to submit to.
So you did you need like 2 different computers?
Yeah, they had 2 tablets. My daughter was with me in my office, and then my son was in the loft on his own. And so there was times, I mean, they had different schedules, different lunch schedules, and so there's me going downstairs making lunch, bringing it up, and then my daughter's over here, you know, offline playing and stuff, and I'm like, get back on the, you know, get back in class. And it was like, I don't know, it seems like a blur now, but at that time it seemed, man, time would just, it was slow and tiring, and you had to adapt.
How did you balance? So like, were you mostly staying home at that time?
Yeah, I had a lot of help with people from here. I had 2 agents at the time. They would do my legwork. I couldn't show during the times of 7:45 to like 3. And if that's the case, like I would try to do showings after, you know, I was done. But yeah, there was other factors to that too. But I had a lot of help, which I'm super grateful for, and got to know those agents really well. And but yeah, I had to team up with a lot of my
That's
with
so
another
cool, though.
client.
That's
So,
why I love Golden, because everyone is so supportive and
for sure.
caring and
Yeah.
always just willing to lend a hand.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's just better that way. I mean, if we all prop each other up, then like we all then we all perform better, and then we do better, and you know, it's just like paying it forward and spreading the love.
Yeah.
It always goes way further than like, no, I'm gonna miserly keep all of this to myself.
Yeah, it was unfair. It was unfair to my clients too. I mean, this is the only time I have to show, and I mean, no. I mean, there was deadlines on offers, and it just didn't make sense. Like, I needed the help, and I reached out, and they were happy. They were happy to help, and yeah, super grateful that we were able to team up and help those clients.
That's so crazy. And you were still top producer.
That's
amazing. Like,
At home.
with 2 kids, doing online school. And,
it was insane, but you know, when you have God on your side, I think you let him kind of just let him guide you, you know, and when you need the help, you need to
reach out.
You need to reach out.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do everything. I don't think you can do everything on your own.
That's true.
I mean, we're social. We're social. Yeah, we're social animals. Us humans. So it's kind of awesome that people are willing to help. Like, we're all willing to help each other too. Yeah. Like, a lot of people kind of take that for granted in some sense. Oh yeah. It's like, don't get me wrong. There's like a lot. The world is tough right now, but like in a lot of cases, you see these little moments where like people will stick out for each other. Mm-hmm. And you know, like in El Paso specifically, like I'm like a little, like, I'm a chatty Cathy. Like, I'll be in the like line at the supermarket or whatever, and I'll be like, hey, so what's up, man? Like, how you been? And like everyone's just so nice. Yeah. Like,
I think that's what El Paso for you. You know, I've had a lot of military family. They've traveled the world. You know, they've been here and there, and a lot of, I would say a handful of them have come back to retire here because of the culture and the people and
the weather.
Just the weather. That's a big one. That's a big one. The weather, but most importantly, the atmosphere, the people, and they also have gotten that vibe. Like, it's a homey,
chill. Yeah, everyone's real nice.
Mm-hmm. So I'm happy to be, you know, part of, you know, born and raised here, you know, type thing. Yeah.
And I'm sure you've had a hand in helping very many families.
Yeah.
Very many. Yeah, for
super
sure.
blessed to have had the opportunity.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's really cool. Mm-hmm. So, what are your predictions for the market, like for the future? Because I know things are just so crazy right now. Like, there's supposedly going to be interest rate hikes, and the low inventory is just killing everything. And
it's I mean, this is where the communication comes with your lender connections, you know, your loan officers. I touch base with them almost weekly, you know, because obviously on a daily basis it's like it's jumping. Yeah. But on a weekly basis, I do touch up with either the ones I'm ongoing, you know, have files ongoing with, or just different lenders. Hey, how's it going? I mean, it's just a touch base. How are you doing? But okay, how's it? You know, how are interest rates? What have you heard? I've read this. What are your thoughts on it? And to answer your question, interest rates are I mean, slowly creeping up, which is not great, but we adapt, you know, to these situations, and just have that communication with your clients. You know, have that open relationship with them and tell them, look, I'm just being very transparent with you. This is where the market's going. Just be honest with them, you know. and I think that's what's made me successful, is having those relationship, that open communication with my clients. You know, just keeping them updated and look, this just happened last week type thing. You know, we're still looking, but this is kind of where we're where we're headed, and that way they're just informed. You know, because you're the professional. You know what's going out there, and
it's a crazy time right now. So like, I'd imagine if we feel crazy, then like them on that side, they're probably like, please.
And you know, it's hard to keep your composure. It's hard. I mean, because yes, as agents, I mean, we rely on that paycheck. I get it. You know, we have our livelihood too, but we need to put that positive vibe into every file and say, like, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
This is what's happening, but we'll get through it. And, you know, just be honest with them. I think that's key. Just honesty, communication.
It always seems like it's terrible, but then you think about it and like interest rates have always been much higher than they are now.
For sure.
And everyone's been able to get by, and you know, when you have to sell, you have to sell. When you have to buy, you have to buy. And it's just kind of like you can't wait for the market to get better, you know, so
you just have
like,
to.
Even if the interest rates are like slowly going up, it's not gonna like kill us, you know. Like if you are looking, like it's not gonna totally kill your ability to buy. So it's,
we'll get through it. I mean, we'll get through it, and and just have that communication with your clients. And among us peers, we can chat and vent and stuff. You know, that's what we're here for too. And but be professional and just, you know, reach out to your clients and just tell them, hey, I had a team meeting, or hey, this is what I've read. This, I'm sure you've heard it, but this is, you know, we'll be good. We'll be good.
That's actually really awesome advice, because you don't, like, I guess there's like a perception that like you want, at least for me in certain cases with my clients, I want to just seem like somebody that has all the answers, like just right away. But I mean, I think opening up that line of like, well, you know, this, like opening up the line of like letting them know that, you know, you also have other people that you're working with, and if you don't have the answers, like there's still people that you can work with. It also, I'd imagine it makes you just seem more like human and real, like not like robotic.
Of course, and that's what I lay out from the beginning. You know, if I don't have the answer, allow me to get you the right answer, you know. And if it's a lender question, hey, you know, I'd rather you talk to the lender about that. If it's a whatever question, if it's geared up that alley, then hey, you know who to talk to and where to get that answer, versus just randomly answering just to get that question, you know, answered. But really, you want to make sure you're answering it correctly, because it could justify, you know, hey, that's what you said. And you're just like held accountable, and it's like, no, that's not what you want. So and if you don't answer, if you don't know the answer, I mean, just be honest, you know, and they'll understand.
I've seen
they'll
that.
Understand.
I mean, because I think
appreciate you more. I think.
Because I mean, I guess like people. If it were me, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, you don't know, like, just let me know when you do. But I guess, like, just from like the professional standpoint, I guess there's this idea that we just have to be perfect. Like, we have to know everything, and it's just like, but,
this
you know.
market's always changing. And there could be common questions where you know the answer to.
Always,
But there's some... It varies per file. It's like, oh man, I've never been asked that, and that's a great question. Let me, you know, get that answer for you.
You can always learn something new. Huh?
Always, always. And that's what I love about the business. You're always learning. You're always, just always learning. I love it because it's just,
and as realtors, we have to hit like all these different aspects, like lending or even zoning. And dealing with the city or the county, or and then you have to like learn like the laws and property code, and so you're kind of just all over. And yeah, there's lots to learn.
Yeah.
Just going through like
fun.
all the phone numbers, like
Yeah.
oh you meant to call you need to call like planning, here's the number.
Yeah.
And then you call planning, oh you need to call zoning, here's the number. And then you call zone, oh you need to call roads and bridges. Like
Yeah.
I understand that there's a correct place to go. Like it's just the like the little bureaucracy of it is funny. Like I will find you, public office. Like I will find you, and I will please ask you for help.
Yeah.
So, do you have any advice for people that like want to sell their house right now? Like, would you say like they should jump on it now before interest rates are going up, or because like I've been seeing, I don't know, I've been asked like, everyone's worried that the market's gonna pop, right? The bubble's gonna pop and the values are gonna drop. And so everyone wants to sell now, but like if they can't sell right now because they can't find a place to buy or they can't qualify yet, then it's like they're worried about, you know, a couple months down the road.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's best to just sell now, but you can't always do that, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, I guess it just boils down to their situation, you know?
True.
Some are leaving town, and so they either have a place to stay elsewhere or they've already bought a house elsewhere and they need to sell. Okay, then you're in a great spot.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
There's other people that are entertaining the idea, you know, of selling.
Yeah.
And I have had you know, the conversations with those sellers, like, and they do ask, like, in your profession, your professional opinion, is it the time to sell? Yes. But I dive in deeper and we go into the conversation deeper, and I said, look, it's seller's market. That's great, but homes aren't lasting on the market. So do you have a plan B? And we get into that, and like we sell the house, where are you gonna go? And they're like, okay, I hadn't thought of that, and you know, so some have put that on hold because, I mean, they sell and then where do they go?
Yeah.
And yeah, there's apartments, there's the Airbnbs that are popping up left and right. There's outlets.
Even apartments though, they're going.
Yeah, there's some, depending on where they want to live, they're limited. And rentals have been popped. I mean, they're flying off as soon as they come on. And so, I mean, years ago, not even that long ago, but I would say before COVID, which was what we were just talking about, that 3 years ago or so, you had the option, you know, to buy new, to buy, to rent for a while, you had options, and now it's kind of limited, you know, depending on the situation, of course.
Very
limited. And I mean, it pops up all sorts of stuff, price point, area, you know, the needs and wants, and it's, you know, yeah, it's crazy. So, I don't know how the market's gonna be in a few months, next year.
I think that uncertainty is really like messing with people, you know?
Yeah, and I'm honest. I mean, this is what you've heard, this is what I've heard. I think I just give them my honesty, my opinion on the matter, and if they do want to sell, then we strategize. We plan before we list. We plan because it goes quick. The process itself goes quick, and then they're just
faster
like, "Oh my god!"
You know it. Yeah.
Have you dealt with that like recently, where you know someone needs to sell and then buy a new place? Yeah.
I'm actually going. I just well, I guess I'm undergoing 2 right now. That thankfully it's worked out. You know, where it's a contingency offer. What that means is so a home seller is looking to buy, you know, another home, but they need to sell their primary residence first,
To
and
qualify
so
and all that.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so in today's market, it's even harder to do that, you know, to find that other buyer that's willing to accept it, you know, or that home seller, right, that's willing to accept that buyer's offer that has a contingency.
Yeah.
Because it does question, well, we have to wait until they sell theirs, and what if that file goes rocky?
Yeah.
Then our file just went south. And so there's a lot of uncertainty, but it has happened. I mean, I've thankfully been able to successfully done few in the past, and then I'm doing 2 now. So
it's not too crazy. It's doable.
No, it's doable. Yeah, it's just
that's good to know.
Communication is key. You know, expect this. This is kind of what's to be expected. I mean, if things go south, these are what could happen. Just be honest with them. Very transparent.
Yeah. Have you seen more people that sell their house, able to pocket some extra cash and actually buy a new house? Because I've seen, the values have been going up so much that if you sell your house right now, you're gonna pocket like some profit. Definitely more than you bought it for. Yeah.
I haven't had a situation recently with that scenario, but again, I guess it just goes back to that scenario. I mean, what they're gonna use that proceeds for? Is it for their strategy on the offer? If it's a resale house, they have their closing cost, down payment, moving expenses, whatever it is, right? So I guess it just comes back to the situation.
Yeah. Well, I would hope that there's some people out there
that are making some cash.
Yeah. If they weren't able to get into a new house before, maybe hopefully now.
Yeah. I mean, I think right now is a really good time for the sellers that have like distressed properties on the side that they haven't known, like they're living somewhere, but they have grandma's house that they really they haven't been able to take care of or whatever, and everyone's an investor now, guys, like in El Paso, just letting you know, everyone. So there's plenty of people out there that are looking to buy a house, rehab it, and sell it, which takes stress off of the market in general, because there's more listings of people and more listings by people that aren't necessarily needing to take a listing. So the net listing effect is that there's new houses. It's not like somebody sold a house and needed to buy a house, so net zero effect there.
Yeah, true.
So I mean, anybody that's if you guys have something distressed, now's a really good time for you. And you're like Michelle was saying earlier, you're gonna make a little bit more money than you normally would have, because the investors are competing with each other too. And it's I know it's interesting. So
cash offers have been more a norm now than ever.
Where's everyone getting all this money?
Shoot, I want in on this.
I know.
But even those have been super competitive, because back then and I say back then thinking, again, 3 years ago,
pre-COVID,
cash buyers are like, yep, we got it, and now even when you do have a cash buyer, it's like, I don't know if you're gonna get the offer accepted. You have no idea. And it's crazy. Again, it's another something else we've had to adapt to, and kind of, it is what it is. Just roll with it.
I know we were talking earlier we were talking off camera, because I saw Rosemary's Desert View key. And that was I just remembering back the good old days where it was cool, because you could plan a nice little weekend with your clients, and we're gonna go see new homes, and there was 16 houses inventory for you to see, and Desert View had this little program. What was it? The Diamond Club?
Diamond Club.
And we had as agents, we were if we had a relationship with them, we had keys to their houses, so we could actually go and with their permission show, and that was just super fun. Just being able to make a weekend out of taking your clients to see new homes. Yeah.
It was the best.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was so fun. And now it's it's slim picking, guys, but I think we can see these two. And then you have to call them
now
back. It's
like,
actually one of them actually sold.
you have to just go see the lot.
Yeah.
They're selling lots and houses before they even have permits or anything. It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
It is insane.
Yeah.
But
Crazy times.
crazy times. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Rosemary.
No
Really
problem.
appreciate you joining us and
Thank
talking
you
to
for
us.
having me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So fun. A lot of good information for sure.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. Not a problem.
Any closing statements you have for people like looking to buy? I know the market's pretty crazy right now. But
Oh man, just be patient, you know.
yeah, that's the biggest key.
Be patient, and you know, you're like I've always told my clients, you know, we might not win the first 5, and I'm just being real, you know, I'm being realistic here. Just be patient, be optimistic, and you know, your realtor's by your side. Just let her or him, you know, do their job, you know, and give them the trust, and they'll guide you. So
Very true.
yeah. So
Great advice.
Yeah.
Great advice from the number one headband.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Ms.
You're
Rosemary.
very welcome. Well, you're awesome. We appreciate it.
You're very welcome, guys. This was fun.
Yes, and
Yeah.
we hope to do another one in the future.
Yes, that would be awesome. Part 2.
Yeah. Maybe get your husband in here. He's a realtor, right?
Yeah, he is.
That'd be cool.
So that would be awesome. Kind
Get
of
the dynamic duo.
We can talk. We can talk.
Yeah.
We didn't touch on it, but we can talk about maybe some marketing stuff next time.
Yeah.
Yes. She's a
So-
marketing major.
We could do that too.
Stay tuned, guys,
Yeah.
for that juicy info.
Well,
Alrighty.
thank you,
Bye,
everyone.
guys.
Thanks for watching. I hope you found it enjoyable and informative, and I hope you watch our next one. Please follow, and we will put Rosemary's information below as well, so that you can follow her on social media.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Laters.
Bye.